Imagine a tiny bird flying thousands of miles across an ocean, landing precisely where it started. How do they do it? What unseen forces guide them across vast, featureless expanses? Forget GPS. Animals have been navigating the globe with pinpoint accuracy for millions of years. But how? Is it a sixth sense, a magnetic map, or something even stranger? The captivating journeys of animals, monarch butterflies across continents, sea turtles to ancestral nesting grounds. How do they do it without maps or GPS? One of the oldest and most reliable navigation tools is right above our heads: the sky. For millennia, human sailors looked to the sun and stars to guide them across the seas. And it turns out that many animals have been doing the same thing for much longer. The sun provides a brilliant and dependable reference point during the day. Many migratory birds, for instance, use the sun's position as a compass. To do this effectively, they also need an internal clock to compensate for the sun's movement across the sky throughout the day. When darkness falls, a new set of celestial guides appears. Indigo buntings, small songbirds that migrate at night, have been studied extensively in planetariums. Scientists discovered that these birds don't navigate by individual stars but by recognizing the pattern of constellations around the North Star, Polaris. But what about on cloudy days? Nature has an ingenious solution: polarized light. While we humans can't see these patterns without special filters, many animals, including bees and some birds, can. A honeybee can see this pattern and use it to communicate the precise direction of a food source to its hive mates through its famous waggle dance. This invisible compass provides a reliable directional cue that cuts through the visual noise of a cloudy day, turning the very sky into a giant, ever-present navigational grid. Beyond the light of the sun and stars, many animals tap into a much more mysterious and pervasive force: Earth's magnetic field. Our planet acts like a giant bar magnet, with invisible lines of force looping from the South Pole to the North Pole. While we need a compass to detect it, a vast array of animals can sense this field directly. This sense, known as magnetoreception, provides them with a global positioning system that works day or night in any weather. For long-distance migrants like loggerhead sea turtles, the magnetic field is absolutely crucial. When they hatch and enter the ocean, they imprint on the unique magnetic signature of their home beach, a combination of the field's intensity and inclination angle. As they roam the oceans for thousands of miles, they can detect subtle variations in these magnetic properties, and decades later, use the magnetic map to find their way back to lay their own eggs. The big question is, how do they do it? A leading theory involves a special protein in their eyes called cryptochrome. This light-sensitive molecule is thought to react to the magnetic field in a way that could actually allow the birds to see it perhaps as a pattern of light or shadow superimposed on their normal vision. It's a mind-bending idea that connects the quantum world with the grand scale of global migration. While celestial and magnetic cues provide a global framework, other senses offer more localized information. The most famous example is the Pacific salmon. After spending years in the open ocean, it embarks on a heroic journey back to the very stream where it hatched. How does it find this specific tributary out of thousands? The answer lies in its exquisitely sensitive nose. Each river has a unique chemical signature, a cocktail of smells from plants, soil, and rocks in its watershed. The salmon follows this familiar aroma upstream, making the right turns at every fork. Pigeons are another well-known olfactory navigator. Studies show pigeons create scent maps of their surroundings. As wind carries different smells from different directions, a farm from the west, a city from the east, a pine forest from the north, the pigeon learns to associate specific odors with directions. When released in a new place, it can sniff the air, identify familiar scents, and use that information to determine which way to fly home. For animals navigating where sight is limited, sound becomes the primary tool. Whales and dolphins use echolocation, emitting clicks and whistles and interpreting returning echoes. This allows them to see underwater topography like canyons and seamounts, which serve as navigational landmarks on their long migrations. Bats are the masters of echolocation in the air. As they fly through the pitch-black night, they emit high-frequency squeaks and listen to echoes, creating a constantly updating three-dimensional map. This allows them to hunt tiny insects and navigate through complex forests without ever hitting a branch. A powerful reminder that there are many different ways to perceive and map the world. One of the most fascinating questions in animal navigation is whether these incredible abilities are innate or learned. Are animals born with a pre-programmed GPS, or do they need to be taught? For some species, the instinct is hardwired from birth. A young cuckoo is raised by foster parents of a different species, yet when the time comes, it will leave its foster nest and fly, completely alone, thousands of miles to the specific wintering grounds of its own kind in Africa, a place it has never seen before. The monarch butterfly is another creature that relies on inherited instinct. The generation that flies to Mexico has never made the trip before. It is several generations removed from the last ancestors who were there. The instructions for this epic flight, the direction to fly, the use of the sun as a compass, and the destination itself, are all passed down through their DNA. It's as if they are born with a flight plan already loaded, a biological inheritance that ensures the continuation of their spectacular migratory cycle. For many other animals, navigation is a skill that must be learned and refined through experience. Young animals often learn migratory routes by following their parents. Whooping cranes were taught new migration routes by following ultralight aircraft piloted by conservationists, demonstrating the crucial role of social learning. Similarly, a young whale learns the songs and travel corridors of its pod by listening to and following its mother and other elders. This transfer of knowledge creates a form of animal culture, where vital migratory traditions are passed down through time, providing a powerful and flexible system that allows animals to adapt and correct for errors. The intricate navigational systems that animals have perfected over millennia are finely tuned to the natural world. But our planet is changing at an unprecedented rate. One of the most pervasive forms of interference is light pollution. The bright artificial glow of our cities can obscure the stars, effectively blinding nocturnal migrants. Instead of heading towards the faint, natural light over the ocean, newly hatched turtles become disoriented and crawl inland towards city lights, where they often perish. Our increasingly noisy world also poses a significant threat. The oceans are now filled with the constant drone of ship engines, the blasts from seismic surveys for oil and gas, and the noise from naval sonar. This acoustic smog can mask the calls that whales and dolphins use to communicate and navigate, effectively deafening them to their environment. In some cases, intense underwater noise has been linked to mass stranding events as disoriented animals lose their way and end up on shore. Changes to the physical landscape create major hurdles. The construction of dams blocks the migratory paths of fish like salmon. The draining of wetlands removes essential stopover sites where migratory birds rest and refuel. Climate change is perhaps the ultimate disruptor. As global temperatures rise, the timing of seasons is shifting. Plants bloom earlier, insects hatch sooner. For a migratory bird that arrives at the same time it always has, it may find that its primary food source has already come and gone. The finely tuned internal clocks that have guided these journeys for eons are becoming unsynchronized with the world they return to. For centuries, the journeys of animals were a source of wonder and speculation. But today, thanks to incredible advancements in technology, we are finally beginning to pull back the curtain. Scientists can now attach tiny, lightweight tracking devices to even small animals, transmitting data to satellites, allowing us to follow individual animals in near real time as they travel across the globe. This has provided an unprecedented window into their routes, speeds, and stopover sites, revealing migratory corridors we never knew existed, and showing us just how precise their navigation truly is. This wealth of data is not just for satisfying our curiosity, it is a vital tool for conservation. By mapping the exact migratory routes of endangered species, we can identify critical habitats that need protection, establish marine protected areas, and advocate for changes in fishing practices. Understanding where animals go is the first step in protecting them along every stage of their journey, from their breeding grounds to their wintering homes. Alongside tracking technology, laboratory research continues to probe the deeper mysteries of how these senses work. Experiments in planetariums help us understand how birds use stars, while controlled magnetic environments allow scientists to test the magnetic sense of animals like robins and zebrafish. Genetic and molecular tools are helping us identify the specific genes and proteins, like the cryptochromes in the eye, that might be responsible for magnetoreception. This multifaceted approach is slowly but surely piecing together the puzzle of animal navigation, revealing the biological machinery behind these extraordinary feats. And yet, we are still only scratching the surface of how an animal's brain can integrate information from the sun, stars, magnetic fields, scents, and sounds to create a coherent and dynamic map of the world. The more we discover, the more we appreciate the sheer complexity and elegance of these natural systems. It inspires a profound sense of humility and awe. Their incredible journeys are a testament to the enduring power of evolution and the many mysteries that our planet still holds. These creatures possess abilities that, in many ways, far surpass our own. The mystery of animal navigation continues to unfold, reminding us that we share this world with master navigators whose secrets we are only beginning to understand.